You're listening to BBC Three Counties Radio. Nick Coffer with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Rob up with Drive, of course, at 3 o'clock. In this hour, we're hearing from Kerry Ellis and Brian May, West End legend Kerry Ellis, and, just basic legend, Brian May, guitarist of Queen. They're coming to the Three Counties, St Albans, next Monday, and then the Swan at High Wycombe the week after. Lots more still to come in the interview that I conducted on Wednesday evening.
A hand above the water, an angel reaching for the sky. No one but
No One But You, Only the Good Die Young on BBC Three Counties Radio. It's 2:37 on Friday afternoon. That, of course, a song that Queen recorded for Freddie Mercury after he passed away, and we'll be hearing from Brian May about that in this next section of the interview with Brian May and Kerry Ellis. I went on to ask Brian, well, what's it like being a rock star?
I think the answer is good.
Very good.
It's very good. It's like nothing else. When it's working, great, and you're feeling that connection with the audience and everybody is lost in the moment, it's great. I love it. And it's been good on this tour because people haven't been sort of filming the whole time. They've been just in the moment. They've been looking and listening and joining in, and that's been great. So the answer is there is nothing quite like it.
But does it never get repetitive, Kerry, you going on stage and performing the same role 8-9 times a week?
No, because the audience is always different, and you're always bringing it to somebody for the first time. And even though we're doing a similar show, it's still different every night. The audience is different. We're different. We're human, so things are always organic and move slightly differently. And there is nothing like it. I couldn't do anything else. I wouldn't want to do anything else, and I'm fortunate that I can do it.
We're talking about the positive sides of being stars and performing. We talked about the high points of Queen, 1984, 1986 at Wembley. What was your worst moment in Queen?
I suppose it would have to be losing Freddie. You know, that moment will obviously be indelibly etched in my mind forever. Yeah, you never quite get over something like that. It's like losing family, so that would be the worst.
life goes on without you. Another tricky situation.
I have to say, I walked down the aisle to Don't Stop Me Now, as I think, but as I think a lot of people have. It kind of tickles me, though.
My dad walked out of the aisle to that, actually.
Well, what tickles me the most is that Don't Stop Me Now has become this party anthem, this wedding anthem. Its lyrics are fairly risque, my reading of them. Does it tickle you that Don't Stop Me Now has become such a gentle anthem?
Gentle? I don't know if it's gentle, really. It's pretty outrageous, isn't it? And Freddie was outrageous, you know, in that way. Yeah, it's the sleeper, really. I think when we were doing it in the studio, we all thought, oh, it's a massive hit, but it actually didn't happen at the time, but it's grown ever since, and I think it's become probably the most played Queen record of all, I would think. I have to say, it was never my favourite of Freddie's compositions. I think it was kind of thrown together very quickly, and I love his more soulful things, you know, like The Miracle or...
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, I love those. You know, there's a lot, and we do a lovely song called "Life Is Real," which Freddie wrote. You know, and I love that really contemplative stuff that he did. Don't Stop Me Now is just a romp, but people love it, and it's great. And Freddie was able to just put his finger on that button of, yeah, let's go out and have a good time.
Tonight I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time.
How did it work creatively in Queen? How did you write your songs?
Well, by various means, really, but all four of us wrote, so there's always some kind of discussion at the best of times, an argument at the worst of times. You know, and basically if you have a song, it's kind of your baby, but you throw it into the middle of the ring and everybody has a go at saying what they want to say about it, and we work on it together. And sometimes it's difficult because you can't let your baby go, you know. So there was an unwritten law that the person who brought the song in would have the final say over how it came out. But it's difficult. I mean, the answer is it wasn't easy in the studio, and I think we all kind of broke up every time we went into the studio and sort of lost patience with each other before we managed to forge a new direction. On tour it was easy because we had a common and easily glimpsed aim.
Do you always know, for example, when you were writing with Queen, when you two are writing together, do you know that you've written a great song immediately?
Oh, you never know, really. You never know what you're creating. You know, you only know if you are enjoying it at the time, don't you? You have no idea.
It is hard because if you enjoy it at the time, of course, it's so personal. You think it's great anyway, so you invest so much into it and get so close to something, and then you have to almost come away from it and then go into it again with fresh ears.
Love of my life, you've hurt me, you've broken my heart, and now you leave me.
We've been hearing from Brian May, a Queen legend, and guitarist, and Kerry Ellis, who is based and lives in Hitchin, just down the road from us here in Luton. They're going to be coming to the Three Counties next week as part of their Born Free tour. On Monday, you can see them in St Albans, and then the following Monday week in High Wycombe. I finished the interview by asking them what we can expect from them on the tour.
Well, a lot of good stuff, really. Some of it quite dramatic, because you're able to do that in a very close-up situation. Quite sort of shockingly dramatic, I think. There's a lot of holes in it. And some of it's very jolly, you know, let's sing along kind of stuff. And a lot of just real music and real great songs, you know. And generally we've tried to go for the really central core of the song. No embellishment, no messing about. Just let's really interpret the song and get the meaning across.
Queen stuff, musical theatre stuff, new stuff?
Bit of everything, really. There is it's the cliche, but there is something for everyone, and we've got a real journey. There's big numbers, and there's sing-along numbers. There's drama. That it really is a journey, and we go through a range of music. Bit of Bob Dylan, bit of the Beatles, bit of Queen, bit of musical theatre. It's a real eclectic group of songs.
And finally, what's next for both of you?
Well, Kerry will be off to War of the Worlds.
Yes, I'll be with the Martians for a couple of months, touring around the UK and a bit of Europe. We do all the arenas, and that starts at the end of beginning of December.
I think Jeff Lynne is local to us. Actually. I think he's sort of Radlett, Boreham Woodway, if I'm not mistaken.
He is. Yeah, he is. Jeff Wayne comes on tour with us.
I think Jeff Wayne is actually quite local to us, isn't he? He's sort of Radlett, Boreham Woodway.
He is local to us, and Jeff actually comes on tour. He conducts every show, so it'll be a pleasure to work with him.
And Brian, what's next for you?
Well, I will go back to the animals a bit. You know, we have work to do to try to put some protection in place for them, where other people are trying to take all the protection away. It's kind of grim, and I don't think I would have chosen it, except that it has to be done. And in some senses, it's a calling, you know. And I have this wonderful lady who runs the operation Save Me for me. She also runs a wildlife rescue, which is how it all started for us. So we'll be looking after our rescued animals, and all the ones that can get better go back into the wild. We don't really keep animals around. It's not a zoo. It's about getting animals back into the wild for a second chance.
Brian May, Kerry Ellis, thank you both very much. Break a leg for tonight. I'm very much looking forward to watching you both.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You can catch Brian and Kerry next Monday. They're at the St Albans Civic Centre. That's Monday the 12th of November. And then on Monday the 19th of November, they're at the Wickham Swan in High Wycombe. If you want to find out more information about the tickets, go to www.ticketzone.co.uk. If you want to find out more about Born Free, do head over to the Born Free website.
I've paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence